What's going on? I just had some thoughts. This is just impromptu, very much impromptu. I had some thoughts about capital and representation. So I was thinking earlier today, and I was thinking about why capital is so important, and one of the reasons why capital isn't so important. I mean, obviously, we're in a capitalistic country. Capital represents your interests. Okay. What I mean by represent your interests, when you go sign a document to purchase some property, purchase any type of goods, pay for any type of service, without the capital that is pretty much agreed upon the contract that you will be signing, you really have no representation. That capital that comes from whatever you're purchasing, whatever service you're signing an agreement to, without the capital, you pretty much that agreement is null and void. Okay, it's why kind of like people in society look down upon poor people, look down upon people that don't have a lot of resources and capital, because basically, even people try to take advantage of people that basically obviously don't have capital or are disenfranchised, because very much without capital, you can't afford to really hire a lawyer to represent you in case someone did you wrong, right? In accordance with the law, you don't really have the proper monies to actually defend yourself properly. Okay, uh, I'll say this, and a bunch of people will back me up. Um, a public defender, some are good, but you don't want to go to actually court in any serious matter, or even a matter that is lighthearted. You do not want to have a public defender representing you. You want a private attorney, ideally someone that is you know experienced and practiced to represent you, because I mean, basically, public defenders typically are just kind of like paid servants to the court. They're not for actually your representation. Just basically, they're for basically proxies of the court to, uh, you know, basically take care of people that can't afford an attorney. That just is one example of not having representation due to lack of capital. And this is why people, it's why, women that are kind of, not so much women, but let's just say the fathers of women that are, kind of like upper class. They shun broke dudes, or guys that have a dollar and a dream, because any father knows that basically when you don't have that capital, it's an uphill battle. You don't have representation. You are, basically going against the grain. What's going on, she? You very much just don't have a lot of representation when it comes to a lack of capital. You basically, your money kind of speaks for you in a lot of regards. You A lot of people, I don't even understand why people don't really understand the power of capital. They don't understand the power of money. Like you got people that they're turned away at restaurants and they complain. Uh, they go to stores and people don't respect how they don't treat them properly, and it's like, look at me. I want to spend my money, but I'm not respected. I want to be respected and buy your goods. Well, how about you don't go into the store and pay for anything that you're not respected where you purchase? How about that for starters? How about the club that don't let you in, the restaurant don't let you in? If you have enough capital, you could open a restaurant right across the street and put that restaurant out of business. That is the power of capital in this capitalistic system that we live in. Your capital speaks for you. Like for example, we're going through very much a bizarro world because of this COVID-19 outbreak. You have a lot of restaurants that, not even just restaurants, but just businesses, they don't have enough employees to actually work. So they're like understaffed. And even these like the gig economy, they're also understaffed. I've heard multiple reports and articles saying that Uber is having a hard time finding drivers. And a lot of times I'd have to say, from my experience of actually driving for Uber years ago, a lot of those rides are, they're shafting their drivers. I mean, you know you go take somebody 10 miles and you get $3. Well, when log off the app, the Uber does not make any money because there's no drivers to take those riders to the airport or wherever they need to go, because Uber does not want to pay a decent amount of rate to pay for the driver to pick someone up. So I mean, that's one just example of you basically letting your capital speak with you walking away or logging off the app. But yeah, it's like, I don't really get the whole disrespect when you're spending your hard-earned money and you get disrespected. I really don't get it, because when I get disrespected, you very well know I will not be coming back in that store. I'll be bypassing that business, and I'll be telling other people to bypass that business, because it's all about representation. My capital, I don't care how much I make or how less I make, my capital speaks for me. My dollar represents me, and it also is my fighter. I've heard a post. It was a post I've read a few months ago. It is this guy by the name of Ken Bronson. He put a post up that, man, it was just wasn't a fancy meme or nothing like that. He said, money is the best employee. And he also said, we posted, money is your best friend. And I have to agree in many cases that, yeah, at the end of the day, if you're a business and you have money, that money is all you really need. In many regards, you can just hire people. If you pay people a decent wage, you offer benefits, you offer perks like discount on whatever products you have in the store. Henry Ford, he had a deal where his employees, they would get a percentage off on buying a car. You know what I'm saying? So people will work and then they would get a discount off of the car. They still do this to this day. They'll actually, whatever car they want, they'll just go to the dealer and get that car, and then basically they'll take it out of their paycheck and directly auto debit it out their paycheck, and they'll get a discount and they get whatever car they want. And it's like, if you hire people off of all of those incentives, they will work. If you got the money to pay them, they will work. You know, it's many ways that basically capital represents you. It speaks for you, and you know, it's just a reminder, you know, how important that is, because I hear a lot of people, they say, you know, I was listening to let's see who I was, I think it was Edward earlier. He was kind of frustrated with people saying that you know, black men or black people should come together and stuff like that. And it's like, the thing about it is, this is what I've told people, and very much everybody that, you know, kind of follows me, they know my, you know, ancestry or whatever. I'm African, and I'm also African American. And what I find about why black people in this country hit the wall, they hit the wall because basically, if you look at Asians are pretty much a classic example of a template of you know, who's doing the right thing. They're very much a small percentage in this country, but they speak volumes in business and education. They have some of the highest PhD basically holders. They have a lot of doctors that are Asians. They have very much a wide representation, and they only have a small percentage, okay, in this country. Now, the thing about what people miss with Asians is, and when I say Asian, I mean Indian, uh, Chinese, South Korean, Japanese, Malaysian, uh, basically everywhere west of, you know, India onward, or east of India onward. Basically, what the reason why black people keep hitting their head, and this is, and I know this obviously because, I mean, just basically off of who I am as a person. I literally see it. I play chess. I see the moves. The reason why black people keep hitting their head, not all black people, because there's some that actually do get it, and they got it, and they, you know, pretty much understand. You know, very small percentage of people, they understand. The reason that black people keep hitting their head is they are trying to play a zero-sum game with no allies. Basically, because of the stigma of slavery, they cannot get outside of the slavery, basically demon. Let's just call it a demon. They can't get past this slave demon, and it's just like let's just say post-traumatic slavery disorder. They can't get out of that post-traumatic slavery disorder to actually look at things from a lens, and I'm definitely gonna you know, talk about slavery in America, because basically there are black slaveholders in America that had slaves. I'm gonna definitely break that down. But they can't get past slavery to the point where it's funny they can get past white folks. You know, they work for white folks, but they can't seem to get a passport, walk into an embassy, whether it be Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, uh, Gambia, whatever, and actually go to Africa. They can't do it. It's mental blockages. It's the slave demon that literally basically just eats them away, eats them alive, basically. And they cannot get past their hatred for their so-called black cousin in Africa. And it's not so much it's very much a situation where it involves some critical thinking to actually break this down, because you cannot lump all people into one block. Okay, you got black people all over the continent of Africa, Eastern Africa, Northern, Southern, Western. They are not all involved in your transportation to South America, the West Indies, North America. All of those people don't have everything to do with you being over here. Nor can you even blame individual people that actually are over there now. You can isolate it by countries. Yeah, you can definitely break that down as far as countries. There are countries that were involved. A lot of those countries, they're actually called something totally different. It is actually kingdoms that you would have to isolate to, kind of zero in if you wanted to do detective work on who to blame. But very much the people that were over there, they suffered, right? It was a chess move. Okay. They suffered. After the Europeans got all of the slaves, they're like, oh, okay, I could just walk in because you have no people. We done took all of the people. Okay, I could just walk on in, and you can't do anything because we got all of the people already. And they pretty much suffered, and still suffering today. But back to present day, the black man is hitting his head against the wall because he has no allies. He's not playing the same game that the Europeans are playing. The Europeans are flying, Americans are flying to Europe every day. They're flying to the capital of the world, the London, okay, the capital of the financial markets of the entire world. It's in London, flying there every single day, making billions and billions of dollars. And an average black man in America is hitting his head against the wall because he's not playing the same game. Okay, he's not establishing trade connections to one of the richest continents in the world. He has the complexion for the connection. He pretty much has more of a chance of establishing trade with Africans than anybody else. But he is not establishing those trade connections because of this slave demon that is basically like a virus in his mentality. This is the average black man and woman in North America and even other parts of the country. And it just basically, like I say, it's a zero-sum game that is involved in this. And this is why you don't have any capital. This is why you don't have any representation. This is why you're, mumbling around, sounding like a crazy person, because basically it is crazy. When you're hitting your head up against the wall where everybody else is winning, you're losing because you're not playing the game. You don't know how to play the game.
The shit's chess, it ain't checkers.
So, I mean, you basically uh, have no representation, little to no representation. And you're trying to, uh, fit in society by basically trying to, as best as you can, get the best for yourself and your family. I get it. But back to the Asians, they are practicing extreme levels of frugality. They're starting businesses. They're hiring their friends, family to run those businesses. And you're just a worker trying to make a dollar. And it's only helping yourself individually and your family, which is fine. But your community is in shambles. I mean, basically, everywhere around you is in shambles, and it's because you're not playing the same game. You're playing the zero sum game. You don't have any representation because you don't have any capital. You don't have any wealth. Wealth is drying up like a freaking desert, the desert sand. I've been telling you people that it's going to be, it's right now, it's $3,000 collective, average wealth for Black people. But when I'm out and about, I see Hellcats, car notes with Hellcats. I see all of these nice car notes. They're not cars, they're car notes. I see these wonderful, nice, beautiful car notes driving about, and then you got the nerve to have a car note, very expensive car note, and then go and go pull into an apartment building. Okay, and go pull into the hood in the ghetto in a bad neighborhood where people getting shot, getting their wigs blown back, and you have the nerve to have a brand new car. I don't know what who taught who. I mean, where's this learned from? Because I don't get it. I didn't get the memo. Maybe I didn't. I mean, I understand it. Trust and believe I understand it somewhat, but how can you have a $50,000 car and your house is only worth $50,000? Or let's just even say it's worth $100,000 and you have a brand new $50,000 car. I mean, logic would say, why don't you get a better house and then have maybe a $5,000 car? But like I say, I mean, this is the man and the woman hitting their head against the wall every single day, hitting their head against the pole, just making dumb decisions every single day, making everybody else rich while you are poor, while your kids are poor. They don't have any money to go to college. They got to get student loan debt because you're getting brand new cars to impress your friends and your coworkers, and you don't have any money saved. You don't have any budget. You don't want to listen to anybody. And you pretty much are making everybody else rich but yourself. So, I mean, this is pretty much, this is just another video to just piss you off, to piss the people off that need to be pissed off. And it's very much a reminder for myself as well. You know, hopefully one day, maybe somebody will get the message.
Message.